Checking connection. Okay, there we go. Okay, hello everyone. Turn my okay, it's up. Welcome back to King's Legacy Group. This is episode 31 for Wednesday Live. And the topic this evening is let's do a breakdown of the simple content that I've already shared so far. So before I get started, if you would, please click like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. And welcome back to King's Legacy Group, the financial literacy segment for my Wednesday Live. Before I proceed, the disclaimer. The information shared is based on my own opinions, experiences, practices, and insight into the strategies suitable to my life and financial wellness for my family. King's Legacy Group and its guests are not financial advisors, and its videos are for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. You must do your own due diligence and seek professional advice when you feel the need to confirm or expand your understanding on any topic covered on this platform. Always remember to make smart decisions that suit your own needs and do your own research and analysis. Okay, I won't lie. I am very tired and sore tonight. Kaylee and I went to the gym last night and start using a new machine, which was the Step Master. Oh my God. Every muscle in my body is screaming. But as we all say, no pain, no gain. All right, update. I will have to give an announcement. I don't know when, but I may need to change. Well, not may. I will have to change when I go live for financial literacy. Because I made the decision to get a second job, full-time job, and use that income solely to increase my financial portfolio. So I have applied for a second job. So as soon as I hear from that and I get the job, then I'll be working full-time on that second job and still working full-time on my first business, which is as a Lyft driver, and that being a fleet, meaning more than one vehicle with more than one driver. So I initially had the goals of course, one, expanding my fleet, of which I'm still going to do. I'll be buying more cars February 2022, and I will do that until I have reached 10 cars. So I haven't let that go, but I did let go of getting started in the Airbnb platform. Now I'll still manage for other owners if they wanted me to. I'm not dismissing that, but doing it on my own, I'm choosing to work smarter as opposed to harder. I don't want to have to devote my physical time to something on a regular basis. Although it's great additional income, I just decided to go another route. And with this second job, I'm going to take that entire paycheck and use that to increase my monthly investments with an additional $1,000 and evenly allocate that to each of my investment accounts. I'm going to aggressively add to my emergency savings funds, of which I have 3 right now. I will be more aggressive to have a larger down payment on the home that I'm going to buy for 2022, which is going to be my birthday gift to myself. So if I can put down more than the 20%, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do $1,000 a month for that to put towards more on the down payment for when I'm ready to buy for summer 2022. I'm also going to use some of that income to expand my fleet, which will get me to the point of being able to purchase up to 10 cars. And contribute to the additional whole life insurance under a paid up addition plan for both Kayla and I. I've already talked about the whole life insurance. When you have a paid up addition plan, you pay into the policy with more paid up on the monthly premiums. That activates your cash value sooner rather than later. And over time, you build up to the point where you have more cash value than you have of your actual policy amount. Like if I have a policy for 100,000, eventually, as I continue to pay into the policy on a regular basis annually, well, it'll be upfront, but it'll cover annually. Do that each year. At some point, probably year 3, year 4, I'll have more cash value over that $100,000 policy, which I'll be able to establish my own family's banking system. I won't have to go to a traditional bank to get a loan. I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to be stressed about that. I control my money. And to be able to utilize that level of money puts me in a better position to make more aggressive decisions in growing my financial security and my retirement. So again, deciding to work smarter and not harder to achieve financial security and my retirement goals, this just makes more sense for me. Me putting an extra $12,000 towards my investments, along with what I'm already doing, which will put me at like $1,800 a month that I'm putting into my monthly investments. That's going to get me to the point where I want to be and need to be, to where I don't have to have all these streams of income, but I'm still having to put in the physical work to build and grow those businesses. So after speaking to a friend, it just made more sense that I do that. So that's the goal. Once I get this job, I'll be able to use that additional $3,500 a month to do what I want to do and need to do. And also I'll have enough left over to still grow my personal savings. So that just makes more sense. So that's the plan. So once I get called for an interview and hopefully get the position, the job is not that difficult. I mean, I'll be licensed to carry, but I'm not dealing with the public. So it'll be a simple job, and I won't have to interfere with what I'm doing for my business right now. I'll be able to do both. So yes, the only thing that I'll be interfering with is my sleep. So I have to have a strict schedule to make sure I'm getting enough rest, to make sure I'm still going to the gym to exercise my body and my mind. And I'm gonna have to really plan out everything. Those of you that know me, you know I write down everything and plan the schedule and do everything possible to stick to that schedule. So now it's going to be even more of a task to be disciplined. But I know I do it. But I'm only going to do the second job for about 5 or 6 years. That's plenty of time for me to grow every aspect of my financial goals so that I can retire early. I'm not looking to wait until I am able to retire with Social Security. I'm not even thinking about Social Security because, first of all, there's no guarantee that's going to be here. And even if it is, that's not an income that anybody should want to live off of. So I'm going to do everything possible, since I am physically capable of doing so, to aggressively grow my financial portfolio. All right. Last week, I wasn't here Saturday, this past Saturday. I was just exhausted. And as someone reminded me, um, this is your own business. You can do what you want. So I decided not to go live Saturday. I just got in the bed and rested until it was time to get up the next day to go to work. So last Wednesday, I introduced the financial, no, yeah. Last Wednesday, I introduced the financial literacy side of couples finance. And I was going to elaborate on that more on Saturday, but I'll wait until this upcoming Saturday to do that. But remember, I mentioned that I did that to give some time for those of you that are interested in starting to learn about personal investments, the stock market. I gave you that time to register with the brokerage firm that you're going to be using, whether that's on an app or one of those brick and mortar brokerage firms like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, those type of brokerage firms. So I hope that you were able to utilize that time to set up your brokerage account, and hope that you were able to familiarize yourself with the basics to get started. By taking your time and gradually playing with those platforms so that you become aware of how to utilize them and where you need to go and what you need to have ready when you set those accounts up to actually start buying. So I hope that you use that time to do that. Something I'm going to share today is I had mentioned on the last video about finding YouTube video tutorials to help you with these platforms, to better adapt yourself so that you're not feel like you're stumbling to get started. I also want to share the social media sites that I followed from day one to help me understand what I was learning, what I was reading, what I was hearing, what I was seeing. So I'll just mention a few platforms that I follow. If you have never heard of Earn Your Leisure, which is EYL on YouTube, just type, you can type in EYL, it'll come up, or you can type in Earn Your Leisure, that's Leisure. You can also follow Wall Street Trapper. I really suggest that you try to listen to the first interview that Earn Your Leisure had with Wall Street Trapper when he told his story. Now, although I don't agree with that type of life, I was inspired by what I heard of how he turned his life around and self-taught himself on how to get into the stock market. So that was an inspiring story that I appreciated hearing, and listening to him even further helped me to learn some of the language within the stock market. I also follow Wealth Nation. Wealth Nation is who I follow to where I learned about the whole life insurance policies for the paid up edition, how you can use that as your family's banking system. I know I shouldn't say it, as MJ Harris told me I shouldn't tell people not to choose one over the other. But as I stated, I do not understand anybody that gets term life insurance. Well, I understand the premise of it, which is because you want to pay less. But by paying less, is it really what you need and does it benefit you? So you got to consider those things because term life is what it is. Term, 20 or 30 years. If you are in of decent age and of decent health, you 9 times out of 10 not gonna die within 20 or 30 years. So you done paid a bill for 20 or 30 years and you get no benefit from it. That money's just gone. You can't ask for no refund, no partial refund, a discount for renewal. No, it doesn't happen like that. So learning about how to utilize not traditional whole life insurance, but the other type of whole life insurance. And if you have an insurance agent, if they don't know about paid up addition whole life insurance, then you need to switch agents. You need to follow Wealth Nation, and they are so good at explaining the details of the whole life insurance policy plan and how you can utilize that to grow your financial wellness and establish your own family's banking system, as opposed to going to a bank, praying you get a loan, impacting your credit, and dealing with the stress of paying high interest on that loan back. So, yeah, that's why I follow Wealth Nation. Our Rich Journey, and Wealth Nation is a married couple, is African American married couple. Um, Our Rich Journey is also a African American married couple. Um, I listen to them to get a general understanding of how to understand purchasing stocks, um, how to make your portfolio diverse. Um, and they inspire and teach their kids to learn financial literacy. And that I like that. The other platforms that I follow is Larry Jones. He's a much older gentleman. If you have gotten over the fear and got started with your investments, Larry Jones and Chris Sain, Sain. These two gentlemen I like to follow. Although I don't do short term investments, I like listening to them to continue to learn the stock market language so that if and when I do get into short term investing with the regular stock market, um, then I've been able to self teach myself so that I have a better understanding of when I jump over that next line. Um, Larry Jones, pretty much, the older gentleman, he pretty much, from what I've seen, um, he just gives you insight on what he is doing and what he invests his money in. And Chris Sain, I like him because he walks you through the process of what he's buying, and he shares his portfolio with his audience. That's up to him. I'm not showing y'all my accounts. That's none of y'all business. Um, but that's his way of trying to, get people to feel comfortable in trusting what he's saying because he's showing you what he has. But he walks you through on what his selections are and what his selections have done. And based on the comments of his followers that have listened to him and done what he has, the information he has shared on his investments, have made money. Now, I am not at the level of the amount of investments that Chris Sain does. Will by next year after working this second job. But for right now, because I won't say believe, but he encourages you that if you're going to invest, again, he does short-term investments. He shows you how to get in. Well, he does short-term and long-term. Um, but from what I see, he gives more focus to short-term. So, like he suggests, I can't use the word suggest. He shares what he does, and he buys at least 100 shares of whatever he's interested in, and that could range from different amounts. It depends on how much the share point is to buy one stock. But he tries to buy like 100 shares of whatever he's doing. Again, I hadn't got there yet, so hopefully I'll be able to start, being at that level next year. The last one is clear value tax. For whatever reason, I can't think of the guy's name. I think he's Korean, but he shares a lot of information. When I started watching him a couple of years ago, he helped walk you through the process and help walk you through how to set up your Robinhood and Webull and all those, brokerage accounts that are on your phone on an app. And he talks about the legislation, what's going on with bills and decision making within legislation. He talks about taxes, and he is a certified. It's either a certified accountant or certified financial advisor. I don't remember which one, but I like following him as well. He keeps you updated on the changes within um, what's going on, within the White House and when they're trying to pass bills and all that stuff. So those are the people that I follow on a consistent basis. I schedule my time to follow them on a consistent basis. Now, Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure exposes you to how other people have grown and developed, and grown their businesses on so many different levels and industries. Um, they are the motivational part after you have learned financial literacy and learned investments. They are who I would follow to elevate what you have learned. Okay, yes, they give exposure to celebrities and what they're doing on generating extra streams of income, um, and regular people who have been successful in your local area. So you could see what's possible when you allow fear to hinder your actions, allow you to um, help get over your own devices that stop you from getting started. They show you the possibility of thinking outside the box of generating additional income or main income. So, yes, I love and enjoy Earn Your Leisure. I have learned a lot from each one, but each one for me has been for a different purpose. So, um, yeah, if you get a time, check them out and see if what you need is something they offer. After a week of learning the platform that you chose to invest on, I hope that you are now ready to make the step to buy one or buy two stocks. If you just get started and keep track of what you're doing, you'll be motivated to buy some more because you're learning more. As you learn more, you should be buying more or buying more into what you've already chosen. You don't have to have a portfolio like mine. You don't have to have a portfolio like Chris Sane or anybody else you listen to on social media. You select and do what's best for you. I can't say that enough. Just because I'm sharing what I do and they're sharing what they do, we're not telling you what to do. We're just sharing our experiences and what we are doing to establish a more secure financial plan. So, I had already mentioned about ways to invest. If you are an employee, your employer, not every employer offers a 401k plan or a 403b plan. A 403b is usually for like the industry of education, teachers and stuff. They're on a 403b, or a government agency has a 403b as opposed to a 401k. Same thing, just different titles. So with a 401k and a 403b, an employee sponsored 401k plan with an annual cap limit for 2022 will be $20,500. The annual cap on a 403b plan annual limit for 2021, I haven't seen any research yet on for 2022 yet, so I'm still going by 2021, is lesser than 58,000. And the maximum amount an employee can contribute is 19,500. But if you are age 50 and older, you can contribute an additional 6,500 for a total of 26,000 a year. Okay? For further details and confirmation of your employee plan, read the information that they send you in the mail. They send you in the mail annually, and they probably send you information quarterly on your portfolio of your 401k or your 403b. Read it. Stop getting these envelopes and don't look at them. Or if you look at them, you don't understand what you're reading. Therefore, you should be going to your HR department to ask questions. Ask the questions. You can't make an excuse of not understanding when you don't ask the questions. That's why they're there, to answer your questions. So utilize your HR department. Another one is a self-controlled traditional RIA. It's a tax-deferred growth potential, and contributions may be tax deductible. A self-controlled Roth IRA has a greater withdrawal flexibility in retirement. You earn federally tax-free income. Both the IRA and Roth IRA has a cap of contributing $6,000 annually and $7,000 annually if you're age 50 and over. Another way is a SERP, which is a self-employed individuals, a self-employed retirement plan for, good Lord have mercy. SERP is a self-employed or small business retirement plan. Okay, it's a tax-deferred growth potential with flexibility on making annual contributions of, if you are an executive or you have a high compensation paying job, you can follow under the SERP plan. It doesn't have a contribution limit or rules as other retirement plans do. The amount is calculated either by a flat amount or a percentage of the employee's average salary. A SERP is based on the cash flows or by taking out a cash value life insurance plan. When funds are withdrawn, it's considered income, and it's required that you pay state and federal taxes on the amount that you withdraw. Next would be a custodial account for a minor. There is no limit on the amount you can put into an UGMA or an UTMA. UGMA is UGMA and UTMA is UTMA account. These are nothing but custodial accounts for minors. That's what they're called. You can contribute gifts meaning money, stocks, real estate, metals, bonds. Those are gifts that you are passing to the minor. Once you pass that gift, that asset to the minor, it belongs to the minor. You should not be tapping into that money unless it is used specifically for the minor. And you need to check with your area laws on how you can utilize that money prior to the minor coming of age to have ownership of the account. You can't take money out of a custodial account, even though you put it in there. No, it doesn't belong to you anymore. If you want to take some money out of their account to go buy a car, that's illegal. Yeah. It cannot benefit you. It has to only benefit the child. Some parents want to do a custodial account to hide money because they're trying to avoid paying some taxes and stuff, or to mislead whatever third party they're trying to mislead, thinking they're going to hide money in a custodial account and get it out later. No, that is illegal. So please do your research. So, did I say how much? Oh, yeah, you can contribute up to $15,000 a year per child. If you are a married couple, you can contribute up to $30,000 per year per child. Okay? Remember, the money is not yours anymore once it's in the account. And there are legal and tax implications when you do not use it as you should. Okay? So, as always, perform your own research and find out the pros and cons of each retirement plan. Just as simple as that. I'm only giving you bits and pieces right now. I don't go into full explanation because I don't have no time to do so on these live episodes. But the extension of these will be offered in my master classes, of which I have not scheduled yet because I'm still working on the content, and then I'll offer the classes. But 9 times out of 10, that won't be until next year. All right. I have already shared on the common choices of stocks and investments that you can purchase. You have single company stock, you have ETFs, you have index funds, mutual funds, bonds, metals, choosing stocks that offer dividends, cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin. Those are just the basics that majority of people invest in. So have an idea once you have done your research on what better suits your needs and your financial ability to invest in those different types of investments. I had already shared the 11 different stock market sectors. Just to briefly go over again, you have your sectors: communication services, consumer discretionary, consumer staples, energy, financial, healthcare, industrial, materials, real estate, technology, and utilities. Okay, I gave a breakdown on that 2 videos ago. Now, I also mentioned about the recession-proof markets. Regardless of what's going on within society, within the market. Hey Audrey, hey sweetie. The sectors that are recession proof, again, are healthcare, consumer staples, utility companies, and cost conscious retail. All right, the full list of major types of sectors I will briefly go over. You have common stock, preferred stock, large cap stocks, small cap stocks, domestic stock, international stocks, growth stocks, value stocks, IPO stocks, dividend income stocks, and non-dividend stocks. You have safe stocks, you have blue chip stocks, penny stocks, which is usually the cryptocurrency. And I have increased my portfolio to where I am done. I'm not adding on or replacing, because I did my assessments. I did my assessment on what I already had from the beginning of the year up until now, whether I want to keep it, use that money to add to another investment by replacing it. I've already made that assessment, so I'm done. I'm not adding on any more stocks. I'm not adding on any more cryptos. I have a total of 4 cryptocurrencies. I have the Bitcoin. The last time I mentioned I had 13 stocks. I have increased that to 16. I'm done. And I have my Roth RA investments, which are, I have 3 or 4. So that's it. I'm not adding on anything else. I don't care what I hear on social media. I don't care what I hear from my social media mentors. I'm not, because that just racks my brain. I want to focus on what I have now and just let that grow. I did my initial investments where I probably bought 2 to 5 shares, and then I set up my dollar cost averaging. Remember, that's setting up automatic deposits that come out of your checking account, that or wherever your money coming from, and just weekly do those deposits automatically set it up, forget it, leave it alone. Okay, so I have that scheduled for every week on all of my investments. The only thing that I do monthly is my Vanguard. With Vanguard, right now I'm doing like $300 a month, well, $350 a month on those four investments. I have my Robinhood account that has the 16 investments, of which I contribute close to $500 a month to cover all of it. I have my stash brokerage account, which that's me and Kayla's account, my personal and her custodial. That I do like $100 a month allocated to each one of our investments on there. And I do my coins on Coinbase. I only have one thing on Webull. So with that, I'm contributing like another $100 a month for Coinbase. And then I have my Bitcoin. I only do the Bitcoin on, I forgot the man's name, the Black Wall Street platform. Dang, the actor. I'm so tired, I can't think of his name. Oh, Hill Harper. That's the only platform that I buy Bitcoin on. So that's my entire investment portfolio right now. And when I start this new job, I'm going to add an additional $1,000 to be evenly dispersed through all of my investments. So I'm trying to aggressively increase my financial security. I mean, I would have gotten there regardless. I'm just impatient, and I'd rather work smarter than harder and focus on the investments instead of starting other businesses. Even when it comes to managing other people's Airbnb or their lease vehicles, that's putting in extra work that takes away from what I got to do, what I got to do for me and my family's financial security. I mean, yeah, I could do all that, but that's just going to really wear me down mentally and physically. So I'd rather put that energy into a less stressful position of getting a second job and solely use that money to grow what I already have at a faster pace. It just makes more sense. So I'm not saying I won't ever do my own Airbnb or content home. I do want to do those, but when I do, I could quit doing everything else because I would have established the financial security to back what I need to do, and I don't have to have added stress. I could just focus on that. So I'm not saying I won't do the Airbnb or the content home. I will. I'm just not focused on trying to get that done next year. That's too much for right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna do what makes sense and just grow the investments at an aggressive rate. So, yeah, time is running out and I need to go to sleep. I need to get my CBD oil. I need to get my weighted heat massager, turn my Alexa on with my ocean sounds, and just heal my body because I swear, even to laugh right now, it hurts my entire body. So, next week, if you are in a serious relationship or plan to get married, I hope that you go back or that you've already viewed last week's episode on couples finance. If you did, I hope that you got a clear understanding of what makes sense because a marriage is a contract, people. Love is all good and fine, but that's a small part of what marriage is. It's a it's a choice to commit and bond with another person in every aspect. And if you didn't get that understanding by watching that last video, then you enter at your own risk. But don't be surprised at the outcome. And you're gonna be like, Nneka told me this. So pay attention, people. So we have reached the end of the line. I hope that you found some value in the content shared tonight. So until next time, please take care of yourselves and know that knowledge is real power when you apply it. And again, please click like, click share on whatever platform you own, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please take a few seconds and do that for me. I would greatly appreciate it. And share it with your friends and family so that they can learn some new information that can improve their lives and their families' lives. Okay? I'm going to say good night and you all take care. Bye-bye.